The G protein receptor system involves the ligand, G protein linked receptor, inactive G protein with the GDP, and inactive enzyme with the cell membrane. The ligand attaches to the G protein linked receptor, which activates the G protein, converting it from ADP to ATP. The active G protein then makes an inactive enzyme active. The enzyme in this case is adenylyl cyclase. The activated adenylyl cyclase then converts an ATP molecule into another secondary messenger called CAMP. When CAMP is activated, the signal transduction pathway starts. CAMP converts an inactive protein kinase A to an active one. The active protein kinase A will create a cellular response. In this case, the cellular response is the release of calcium ions. This response can be amplified by having multiple protein kinases in the transduction pathway. Starting with the plasma membrane, the tyrosine kinase receptor system starts with two signaling molecules or ligands attaching to each receptor of the tyrosine kinase proteins. This forms a dimer. Once the dimer is formed, 6 ATP molecules are converted into 6 ADP molecules, making a phosphorylated dimer for each tyrosine. Inactive relay proteins become active by attaching to the phosphorylated dimer and then are used to produce a cellular response. But before creating a cellular response, the relay proteins must trigger the transduction pathway. To do this, the relay proteins activate other inactive protein kinases, and then those active protein kinases activate others until a response is created. The response in this case is the release of calcium ions from the ER. In a normal patient, glucose goes to the bloodstream and insulin opens up the protein gate, allowing glucose molecules to enter the cell. Once glucose molecules enter the cell, they can be used for energy. In a type 1 diabetes patient, insulin isn't present in the bloodstream, which doesn't allow the protein gate to open up for glucose molecules to enter the cell. Since cells do not have the glucose, they cannot even function properly. Symptoms of diabetes will include fatigue, blurred vision, hunger, and thirst. Type 1 diabetes is treated by inserting artificial insulin into the bloodstream. This artificial insulin is used to allow glucose molecules into the cell by opening up the channel gate at the cell membrane.